In the year 2045, an unprecedented discovery was made beneath the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of Earth's oceans. Scientists working on a deep-sea exploration mission detected a signal that had never been encountered before, emanating from deep within the Earth's crust, miles below the ocean floor. At first, the signal seemed like a simple natural phenomenon, perhaps geothermal activity or an underwater volcanic tremor. But as the signal grew in intensity and frequency, it became clear that something more intelligent was at play. Soon, governments around the world sent teams of researchers and military vessels to investigate, fearing it could be a new form of seismic instability. But as the researchers descended deeper into the ocean, they found something they had never expected. A massive structure, ancient and dormant, encased in rock and coral. It was not human, and it had not been there before. The oceans had kept it secret for millions of years until now. Without warning, in 2047, the dormant alien structure activated. Across the globe, strange electromagnetic pulses erupted from the oceans, shutting down communication networks, aircraft and satellites. Entire fleets of ships went silent as strange black clouds began to form over every ocean. And then the sea itself began to rise. Massive tidal waves swept across coastal cities, submerging them in minutes. New York, Tokyo, Rio de Janeiro, London, none were spared. But as the waves retreated, they left behind strange new creatures, unlike anything seen before. These beings, humanoid in shape but aquatic in nature, emerged from the oceans. They were tall, their bodies shimmering with scales that reflected the dim sunlight through the haze. They moved with eerie grace, walking on two legs but clearly designed for life beneath the sea. The creatures were not aggressive at first, merely standing in eerie silence along the shores, gazing at humanity. The world held its breath as military forces scrambled to respond. But when the first shot was fired at one of the beings in a panic-stricken encounter, everything changed. The creatures retaliated swiftly, summoning immense water-based technology from the depths. Towers of shimmering water rose from the seas, reaching into the skies and raining destruction down on the world. It became clear that these beings, now called the Abyssal, were not here to make peace. They were here to reclaim their planet. The history of Earth, as humanity knew it, was a lie. The Abyssal were an ancient race, once rulers of this planet, long before humanity had ever evolved. Millions of years ago, they had retreated into the depths of the ocean to escape a cataclysmic event, a war that had ravaged their surface cities. Over millennia, they built their empire beneath the waves, creating technology beyond human comprehension. For eons, they had slumbered, waiting for the right moment to return to the surface and reclaim what they believed was rightfully theirs. The moment had come, and they were done hiding. Global governments tried to fight back, but the Abyssal's control over the oceans was absolute. They could manipulate water at will, summoning tsunamis, storms, and floods to drown entire armies. Naval forces were crushed by towering water constructs, while air forces were torn from the sky by electromagnetic disruptions. Coastal cities were evacuated, but the water kept rising, forcing millions inland. The Abyssal moved methodically, transforming the Earth's surface into a landscape of flooded ruins. The few survivors retreated to mountain ranges and desert regions, desperately clinging to what little remained of civilization. Chapter 3. Humanity's Desperate Gamble. Amidst the chaos, a group of scientists led by Dr. Amir Ghazali uncovered an ancient tablet in an underwater temple that had surfaced following one of the Abyssal's attacks. The inscriptions on the tablet revealed a shocking truth. The Abyssal were not Earth's only ancient inhabitants. Another race, even older and more powerful, had once warred with the Abyssal and nearly driven them to extinction. Known as the Primordials, these beings wielded control over fire and molten rock, and they had once been the true rulers of the planet. If humanity could find a way to awaken the Primordials, they might stand a chance against the Abyssal. But there was a catch. The Primordials had been banished to the planet's core by the Abyssal long ago. Reaching them would require venturing into the Earth's molten mantle, a feat thought impossible. Desperate for survival, Dr. Ghazali and a small team of elite engineers began work on the geode, a deep Earth drilling vehicle capable of withstanding the intense heat and pressure of the mantle. In 2050, after years of research and countless lives lost to abyssal attacks, the geode was completed. It embarked on a mission to drill into the Earth's core, searching for the Primordials' resting place. As humanity fought a losing battle on the surface, this underground expedition was their last hope. Chapter 4. The Fire Below. Deep within the Earth, the geode descended for days, venturing farther than any human had ever gone. Along the way, the team encountered strange phenomena: pockets of molten metal, long-abandoned alien structures, and seismic tremors that seemed unnatural. But finally they found it, a massive, ancient vault of rock and fire, sealed shut by abyssal technology. With the last of their power, the team breached the vault and awoke the Primordials. Towering beings of flame and magma emerged from the core, their bodies radiating heat and power. Unlike the Abyssal, they communicated directly with the humans, using telepathy to express their rage at being imprisoned for so long. The Primordials were not humanity's allies, but they shared a common enemy. After some negotiation, the Primordials agreed to help, on one condition: Earth would burn when the war was over. It was a desperate deal, but humanity had no choice. Chapter 5. The Final Battle. The Primordials erupted from beneath the Earth's surface in a cataclysmic display of fire and molten rock. They clashed with the Abyssal on land and sea, their fire-based powers countering the Abyssal's control over water. The oceans boiled where they fought, and volcanic eruptions split the Earth's crust as the two ancient forces waged war. Humanity watched from the few remaining safe zones, hoping that the Primordials would win before the planet was consumed entirely. In the final moments of the battle, Dr. Ghazali discovered a way to weaken the Abyssal further, an energy pulse that could disrupt their telepathic connection to the oceans. Using the last remnants of Earth's power grid, he activated the pulse, momentarily severing the Abyssal's control. It was the opening the Primordials needed. With a final surge of molten fury, they drove the Abyssal back into the oceans, sealing them beneath the waves once more. But the victory came at a cost. The Earth was irrevocably changed. Much of the planet's surface had been flooded or scorched, and the atmosphere was filled with ash and steam. The Primordials, true to their word, began to reshape the Earth into a new, fiery landscape, indifferent to the survival of humanity. Epilogue. A world reborn. In 2055, the war was over, but Earth was no longer the planet it once was. The oceans had receded, but they were now poisonous and lifeless. Volcanoes dotted the landscape, and ash clouds blocked out the sun. Humanity, reduced to scattered enclaves, struggled to survive in this new hostile world. But they had learned one crucial lesson. Earth was never truly theirs. It had always belonged to the Ancient Ones, the Abyssal and the Primordials. And now they were forced to coexist with the remnants of both. The oceans had risen and fallen, and the fires had raged. But Earth continued to turn, scarred but alive, waiting to see what new forces might one day rise from its depths.